Today we are going to look at the gift of grace through Paul's eyes in the New Testament. We're really going to focus in on grace and gift.
Okay.
So let's do a little thought experiment with that. When you think of giving a gift or receiving a gift, do you think of it as having strings attached?
No.
No, okay. In our modern Western world, the way that we do things here, when we give a gift or we receive a gift, we don't usually require anything from the other person. We just do it out of our own goodwill. But what's really fascinating is that's not how most of the world actually works in gift giving.
Do tell.
So we're going to get there.
Okay.
Let's talk about this idea of this grace, this gift from God of grace, and if there's strings attached for us as believers.
Oh, okay.
So really looking first at the Greek term grace, it's the Greek word charis.
Charis, right.
Which literally means gift. And in the ancient world, so we have to remember when we're reading the Bible, we have to think about context. So we have to step back into an ancient worldview, thinking about gift giving. And in the ancient world, when you gave a gift to someone, it wasn't like the way that we give gifts now. When you gave a gift to someone, it was in order to create relationships. It was binding. And so you didn't just give a gift to anybody in the ancient world. You were very particular about who you would give a gift to, because it would bind you together to that person. So the function of gifts in the ancient world is different from the function of gifts in our world today. So you have to really kind of step into that frame.
So there's a new mind frame
There's
there.
a new frame of mind when you think about gift giving in the ancient world. So with that, right, you are bound to a person. It's relational. You're not just going to go give it to anybody. You want to give it to somebody that has status.
Very selective.
Very selective. You want to give it to somebody that maybe could do something for you. They have status, they have power, they have wealth. You're not just going to go give a gift to somebody of lowly nature in the ancient world.
Fair.
So when we think of that frame of mind and gift giving, and then what Jesus does on the cross, and God giving his grace freely to all people, whether you're Jew or Gentile, slave or free, male or female, kind of turns that worldview upside down. It's an upside down worldview. So now you're kind of tracking with me.
Kind of requires you to do something with the gift.
Well, before we even get there, it kind of shows you how undeserving the gift of grace is for those who receive it, and how countercultural it was for this grace, this gift of grace, to be offered to everybody.
Yeah, right.
Because it was in a world where you didn't give gifts to everybody. You were very particular in that choosing. But it was also binding, relational. So, thinking of it that way, do you think this gift of grace in Ephesians 2:8, did we read Ephesians 2:8? Will you read that for us?
For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God.
So thinking of the ancient worldview of gift giving, and then thinking what was given to us, do you think there are strings attached? Yes, very much so. In Paul's frame of mind, in all of his letters, you would very much pick up on the fact that there are strings attached to this gift of grace.
Right.
Do we have to accept the gift?
No.
As believers, no, we don't. We do not have to accept the gift. But when we do, there's this, I can't say the word.
Reciprocity.
There's this reciprocity that's attached to it because it's relational, it's binding. And Paul is really clear about that when he talks about other points in his letters, when we're going to be accountable for our works at the judgment throne of Christ. So it kind of seems countercultural. I thought it was a gift, right? Thought this was a free gift, and now you're telling me I'm being held accountable for this gift that you gave me, and it's that reciprocity that exists in grace. So after everything I just said, how would you sum this up for the audience?
I think the gift of grace requires a right response by the people that accept the gift. It's why Paul addresses those that have accepted the gift as holy, blameless saints. There's a moral and ethical response to the gift. You now have to respond the right way and act appropriately to represent the gift on earth. We are now a representation
of the gift giver.
Of the gift giver.
Yeah.
On earth, and I think that's what Paul's getting at. That's the response part from us as believers.
Yeah.
That's really good. good.
So I think it's really important to note you don't have to accept the gift,
Right.
but for those who do,
Right.
it's who Paul's addressing,
Right.
talking to them about said gift.
Yeah.
You've accepted the gift that was given to you.
Mm-hmm.
You are now saints, holy ones.
Yeah.
Now you have to
Mm-hmm.
do
Now you have a responsibility.
with
Yeah,
that
that's
gift.
good.
So
Very
I
nice.
think it's very countercultural, this
Mhm.
idea of grace in our modern Western world as compared to the way a lot of the rest of the world may view gift giving and grace. And so I hope this just encourages you guys today to understand a little bit more about what grace really means.
That was really
And the gift of grace, that you don't have to accept it, but if you do, there's a responsibility behind it.
good.
And and when we reach the judgment throne, we are going to be held accountable for what we did with the gift that we chose to
Totally
accept.
accepted. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Nicely done.
Okay.